Hi, I am Don Blackwell. I'm the Executive Director of the Gospel Broadcasting Network. Welcome to this episode of Truth on Wheels. It's been a while since I have done an episode, and several people have reached out to me asking, are you okay? Have you stopped doing Truth on Wheels? And yes, I'm okay. And no, we have not stopped doing Truth on Wheels. I've just been focusing on some other things. Aaron Gallagher and I do a program called Answering to Error, and we've been trying to film some of those. Our newest addition to GBN, Brother Glenn Colley, he and I are working on a project for new converts, and so those two things have been taking some of my attention, but we're going to be doing Truth on Wheels from time to time. Today, I am out in front of our office of the Gospel Broadcasting Network. We are located in Olive Branch, Mississippi, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. And if you are in the area and you want to stop in and say hello, we would love to have you come in. We'll show you the studio. I'm going to do something special today, and that is I want to show you a new truck that I have been very blessed to be able to purchase. Some of you have heard me tell my story that before the accident that I had on a four-wheeler on May the 6th of 2019 that left me a paraplegic, just before that, I purchased a pickup truck. It was brand new. I special ordered it. The first time in my life I had ever special ordered a truck, but I'd not had it long, and I had an accident that put me in the hospital for 3 months. I'm permanently a paraplegic, but when I got home, I was not able to get into the truck. I tried, it was just too tall, and I finally gave up. Broke my heart. But I sold it. And of course, it's just a truck, but I hated to see it go. And for the last nearly 6 years, I have been driving a handicap van. I have felt very blessed to have it, but I have missed having a truck. I have recently had the opportunity to purchase a truck, and I want to share it with you today. I want to give you a little tour and show you how this thing operates. So if you'll follow me over here, I'm going to show you how the truck operates. Oftentimes people are amazed when they see this chair that I'm in. It's called an iBot. It stands on two wheels. It balances. It goes in four-wheel drive. It will climb stairs. But I have also been extremely blessed to be able to purchase this pickup truck. This truck is, when they're brand new, they're very expensive. I think they run about $50,000 new, and to get the conversion basically doubles the price of one of these. So very, very expensive. I was getting my wheelchair worked on recently, and someone had traded in this truck. This truck has nearly 70,000 miles on it, and it's about 7 years old. It's a 2018 model, and I expressed interest in it because it was significantly cheaper than a new one. And a long story short, I was able to purchase it, and it has helped me immensely. I really love it. I want to share with you how it operates. First, you've got to open the door, and the entire side of it opens. It reminds me of a transformer when I'm getting in. Once the side of the truck opens, it actually has a platform that comes out, and it will sit on the ground. And then I am able to back up and just line myself up on the platform. And I'm going to walk you through the process here so you can see exactly what this entails. It took me a little bit of time to get good at this. This particular wheelchair, because it is a very unusual one, doesn't fit precisely on the platform. It's a little bit wider than most. And so I was not able to get the door to close. And so what I've had to do is mark it to get it in exactly the right spot. And then I actually have to raise it up just a little bit. And then I have to lean over and spin the tire inside the front caster. And then it will actually fit. And so a person with a normal wheelchair would not have to do that. But that's the process that I have to go through. And then once I'm on the platform, I double check and make sure my wheels are not going to slide off. And then I push it and it will pick me up and sit me inside. I've learned also I've got to lift my arm up and get it out the way here. And once I get inside the truck, I have to move my side guard, and I made a little holder to put there. I have to move the keys to the middle, and I'll forewarn you, this is not the most graceful experience for me to do this, but you'll see what's involved for me to drive the truck. I then have to pick myself up and move to the center, and then I have to move my legs one at a time, and then I have to lower them to the other side, and then I grab the handle and slide myself over, and then I can lower this down, and it gives me a place that I can actually sit my phone for navigation. And then I will slide this seat forward where I can drive it. It's equipped with hand controls in the front so that I actually can control it. This will press the brake, and this will accelerate, and so I can do everything from there. And then I am able to close the door. I'm going to walk you through the process of me getting back out. It's, of course, going to be exactly the opposite, but I will open the door back up. As you can see, it takes me a while to get in and out. I miss the days of jumping in and out of the vehicle in 15 seconds and taking off, and that is something that sometimes will eat at me, but then I remind myself, hey, I can still drive. There's a lot of people who are paraplegics and they don't have the ability to drive, and I have to stop and count my blessings. I've gotten fairly good at it where I can make the whole transition here in about 2 minutes. So it takes me about 2 minutes to get in, and it takes me about 2 minutes to get out. So anytime I'm going somewhere, I add an extra 5 minutes just for getting in and out of the car. And again, you sit back and you think, man, that's a bummer, but I can still go and I'm able to travel, and I count that as a great blessing. And the more I've done it, the faster I have gotten at it, just like anything else. And I check my wheels, make sure that they're firmly planted and have not slid since I was sitting in the vehicle. I fold my arm back down to make sure that that part is sound. Lock it down, and then I'm back out. I turn my wheelchair back on so it can be powering up, and it's ready so that when I get out, make sure that is firmly planted, and then the wheels actually have spun the wrong way. That always happens, and so I have to walk it back really slowly until that front wheel clears, and then I can get out. It's nice when it's raining, actually, because this gives me an umbrella. It gives me a shelter when I'm getting in and out, and that is much better than getting rained on. And then I load the platform back in, and I'll close the door. It's a company named ATC Mobility that makes these trucks. As far as I'm aware, this is the only company that makes these, and I think the only truck they make is the Silverado and maybe the Sierra also, which is the GMC counterpart of the Chevrolet. But that's what I'm traveling in now, and I feel very blessed to do that. Well, that's how the truck operates. Come on inside with me now into GBN, and I'm going to share some things with you in the studio. This is the front door of our office at the Gospel Broadcasting Network. If you notice the plaque on the wall, we named this the Barry Gil Reese Sr. Broadcast Center. We dedicated this to his memory March 30th, 2013, because he is the original founder of GBN. This is the front door, and we'll start down the hall toward the studio here. In fact, coming down the stairs now. This is Brother Aaron Gallagher. Just mentioned Aaron. Aaron is the co-host of Answering the Error. Good to see you, Aaron.
Fancy camera guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Everything good in your world?
Things are good.
All right.
Truck looks good.
Yeah, we'll be filming some Answering the Error next week.
That's right.
All right. Well, very good. Good to see you. All right. If you'll follow me on down the hall to the studio here. We make good use of our space because the studio is not that large, but we have a number of different sets that are stored in here. And so if you'll give me just a minute, I'm going to get situated, and then I want to share some further thoughts with you. Since my accident in 2019, I've oftentimes spoken to audiences about grief and how to deal with it. And one of the points that I make is to count your blessings. You see, some days I find myself thinking, I got it worse than anybody. I mean, who has it worse than I do? I'm a paraplegic. I'm paralyzed from here down. I have pain almost constantly. So many pleasures in life have been taken away. I have to take medicine 3 times a day. They make me sleepy. I drink 5-hour energy drinks to try to offset that. Physical issues that I won't even go into. Who has it worse than me? But then I realize I can still work. I still have a job. I can still preach. I've got a vehicle that I can travel in. I have a house, and I've got a wife who loves me and takes care of me. When I was in the hospital, they told me that very frequently after a person experiences an accident like this and they're left as a paraplegic or quadriplegic, that their spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend will say, I didn't sign up for this. I'm out of here. And they leave them. But my wife has been there with me every single day. My parents were in the hospital with me every day. My parents have built a house right next door to me to help look out for me. The church has reached out and taken care of me. After my accident, brethren helped to buy me a handicap van. And since then, I have driven approximately 130,000 miles, mainly preaching and teaching, but I've driven with hand controls. And now I have this truck. A brother in Christ helped me a bit, and I've taken on a payment, which I hate, but the truck's been such a blessing. And when I get to thinking about these blessings that I still have, I think, nobody has it better than I do. You see, it's a matter of perspective. So much of what we do comes down to our minds. It makes me think about Numbers chapter 11. God had rescued the children of Israel from Egypt, and he gave them food from heaven. But listen to their attitudes. Numbers chapter 11 and verse 4, they said, who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we ate freely in Egypt, and the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlics. But now our whole being is dried up. There is nothing at all except this manna before our eyes. We wish we had all these blessings that we used to have. See, they're thinking about how good it used to be. They're thinking about the cucumbers and the onions, and they said with disdain, manna. Who gave them the manna? God gave them the manna. But you see, what it comes down to is a matter of perspective. Friends, one thing I know is this: when I stop counting my bruises and I count my blessings, it changes my feelings. We know the song, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Did you know that's right out of the Bible? Psalm 103 and verse 2 says, bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of his benefits. Do you know what that means? Count your many blessings. I'm Don Blackwell. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Truth on Wheels. Until next time, stay faithful.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.